Hello everybody and welcome back to more Demon Bluff. It is a single player, quote-unquote social deduction roguelike, kind of like a Blood on the Clock Tower, seems to be the main inspiration. I played a little bit of it, you guys seem to really like it, I really liked it, I played a decent amount of it off camera, because I just liked it so much. So in we're gonna go, whoa, to play a little bit more and just adjust some audio here, 1 second. Alright, there is one evil among all the characters, find and kill it. If you did not see the last video, I'll go over it as we get into it quite briefly here. But basically, yeah, if you played a game like a Werewolf, Blood on the Clock Tower, Among Us, like that kind of stuff, it's like that, but single player, and these characters, or these cards are the characters. We will flip over everything, and then I'll explain what's kind of going on. So, we've got this character, the medium, learn a good character and its role. My info includes disguised character. So disguise is pretending to be a different role. So this person is saying this is correct. They're saying that that's correct. That this is actually what they are. They're not a demon. We've got this, learn how many of the characters are evil. Learn if a character is lying. I mean, there's only one evil character, so that seems fine. The Alchemist has cured one corruption, which means 2 spaces away. 2 villagers to the left of me, 2 villagers to the right. 1, 2, 1, 2. If anybody has been corrupted by somebody like the Puka, who corrupts adjacent villagers, making them lie on accident, basically. This character says, no, you didn't, basically. So that seems to imply good, good. And, I mean, I guess we could say, are you lying? 4 is lying. All right. Let's go ahead and say 1. Oh, God, this is actually kind of weird. I'm going to choose 3 characters. How many are evil? 1, 2, 3. If it says... among these, there are 0 evils? Lying doesn't have to mean they're evil. Here's my question. If you get corrupted... what happens? Learn if any of these are evil. What do you say? You say that they are evil. I don't think that that's true. So 4, 3, and 2. I think that if you are corrupted, there's got to be some counterplay to it, right? Like, so you are probably the Puka, which poisons the adjacent, making it so you're lying, and you did not actually cure any corruptions adjacent to you, because these would be the ones. You got poisoned. That checks out to me. Yeah, okay. God, that sound effect is too much. Let's turn that down. Can just go ahead and flip everything here. We probably shouldn't go that fast. There's some cards that want us to like open things in specific orders. All right, so we now have a doppelganger. This is an outcast. They're not bad. They're just not helpful. They're like a wrinkle. This character thinks that they are a role that is already in the deck. So, let's see here. Who do we have? These are the only ones we have duplicates of. And we don't have any other way to make duplicates. Disguise as a good villager that is currently in play. Meaning, is there any other duplicates? I see no other duplicates, which means these have to be good. That means these have to be good. Because one of them is the doppelganger, the other one is the correct thing. Puppeteer is 1 card away from the closest evil. That checks out as a true thing to say, because the Puppeteer has to be. A random adjacent villager becomes a puppet. It is evil, but cannot lie. So it turns a good person into an evil person, but they're still telling the truth, so it's kind of messy. This is almost definitely true. The only way that it could be not true is is there a chance? Can you say equidistant if they're flanked by it? Like if there's one away? Like if there's an puppeteer, puppet, another evil? Does that count as one card away from the closest evil, or will it say, I don't know. I don't know. Pick 2 characters and learn if any of them are evil. We're going to go ahead and do this. You say that between these two there is an evil, which we know can't be true. So there is a lie, a foot. And we have a puka. There are no corrupted characters. That seems messed up. That does not seem like it can be true. So I'm leaning towards... I was going to say puka. Yeah, puka. That makes sense, but you're saying there's only one pair of evil. You're saying there's only one pair of evil. Why would you say that? Here's the thing. The doppelganger doesn't get correct information, right? Do they? Pretends to be a different role. You don't get the correct information, though, do you? Learn if any of them are an outcast. Okay, so we should be able to get, there are no outcasts? So you're lying. You're lying, too. What the hell? Is everybody lying? What am I missing here? There's only one pair of evil, one pair of evil. That feels like it could be true. I cured 0 corruptions? This feels like this has to be... I just don't get it. Yeah. Because we have to have corruptions, right? I cured 0 corruptions. That, I guess, could be true. That could be true. One pair of evil. I'm trying to think if there's a realm where... So you could be Puka. You could be Puka. Making this incorrect. Making this incorrect. And then we would have that can't be true. Among 6, 3, and 1, there are no outcasts. That can't be true. Puppeteer's 1 card away from the closest evil. You're like the only one I trust. I'm gonna go ahead and Slayer this. Okay, that helps so much. So Puka, these are almost certainly good then, which does mean this is a lie. That's the thing that's weird to me. Is it a lie? It's not a lie. It's not a lie. I guess, okay, the thing that's confusing me here is I guess the doppelganger maybe can actually give you the correct information. I think that's the thing that's confusing me here. Puppeteer is 1 card away from the closest evil. That seems correct. Among 6, 3, and 1, there are no outcasts. That doesn't seem correct, and that doesn't seem like it would be correct. So you feel evil. Which means that maybe you're the puppet and the correct knitter? But then why are you lying? Puppeteer's 1 card away from the closest evil. Why would you cure 0 corruptions? This doesn't make any sense, because these are corrupted. You know what I'm saying? Why would you cure 0? If you are a puppet, you have to tell the truth. You did tell the truth. You can't cure because you're not actually... That makes so much sense now. You can't actually cure because you're not actually that role. Okay, all right. That one took a lot longer than... These are getting tricky. Oh. Okay, so we have the Lilith. This is one that I unlocked immediately following. This is a new demon. At night, kill a random unrevealed character and do 2 damage to you. So basically, every 4 ticks, night happens, and an unrevealed card gets killed. So there's that. You say 5 is a real confessor. Those are both accurate. One of these is evil. You are lying, or you're either wrong or lying. 3 cards away from the closest evil. Already feels suspect. That feels suspect. Do we have a Puka? We have a Poisoner. Okay. So the Poisoner is like the Puka, but only with one side. Because they're not like they're not the demon, they're a minion. 3 or 4 is a Poisoner. I'm not so sure. Okay, so we have one outsider. You will always register as evil. 3 or 4 is a Poisoner. So if you're a Poisoner and you're poisoned, and you say the left side is more evil, and that's a lie, because clearly the right side would be more evil. And see, the middle does count. That would all check out. That would all check out as true. Alright, it was nice to get an easy one. Don't have the Lilith. We have the Ba and the Shaman. The Ba, 1 fake outcast is added to the deck view, so one of these can't actually be one of the things. There are 2 same villager roles in the current village. And there's the drunk who's going to disguise themselves as a random not in play villager. So we should see... Okay. In this setup, we actually... 1 pair of them are confirmed good. We don't know which the pair is. So if you... We can actually figure out which... Oh, 5 is lying. 5 is lying. So these are both saying the same thing. Okay. They're both saying the same thing, which lends themselves to being the correct setup. We're just trying to evil false. This all lines up. That all lines up. That being said, we could have a drunk. The drunk genuinely thinks that they are a certain role. But, okay, between 6, 5, and 7. 6, 5, and 7, there is an outcast, a minion, and a villager. 1 is evil. 7, 3, or 6. It's 2 things being pointed over here, which would imply that one of these is actually evil. And then these would be the good things. Shaman is 2 away from the closest evil. 1, 2 could be this. Ba is 2 cards away from the closest evil. 1, 2. That all checks out. 1 is evil, 7, 3, or 6. That would be true. Between 6, 5, and 7, there's an outcast, a minion, and a villager. That part I don't know. That doesn't line up. So you could be the drunk. Oh, you're the drunk. 5 is lying. Okay, so okay, so we didn't even have the dupe there. Okay, all right. A random not in play village. That's funny. We had 2 there, but nobody was actually the thing. We have the poets. Learns random information. Just like, basically they can get information that any character can learn. With the witch, you can't reveal the last card. We need to get 2 kills. There is an evil adjacent to me. 8 is a real plague doctor. The knight can't die and you say there's an evil adjacent to me? They've been corrupted. 1 is evil and 4 is corrupted. That sounds right. Among these, there are 0 evils. What kind of corruption do we have? Alright, the only corruption is done. 8 is a real plague doctor. This checks out. 4 is corrupted. That's the truth. 1 evil is adjacent to me. That could be the truth. 2 cards away from the closest evil. That could be the truth. 1 evil is adjacent to me. That looks like the lie. And we don't know what's going on here. So let's just start here. All right. Evils are not adjacent to each other. That wouldn't have helped me that much. 7 was affected by an evil. I'm 1 card away from a corrupted character. Closest evil is clockwise. Oh, if the poet gives this information, it doesn't give you the little... I mean, clockwise is this way, but... 5 or 3 is a counselor. So a counselor, 1 villager, normally a villager, becomes an outcast role, because currently we're only supposed to have 1 outcast, so we now have 2. I will always sit next to an outcast. So this is a little bit weird. 5 or 3 being a counselor feels wrong unless we can have a drunk. That can't be true, because that's not by... They're not by it. And also, we know what our 2 outcasts are, and neither of them are hidden roles. That's just a lie. And we don't have any way to poison unless 9 is not corrupted. So then you're bad. Closest evil is clockwise. That's accurate, unless it's equidistant. And you're evil as well. So that could be... If that's accurate, that could mean that you are a puppet, though. 7 was affected by evil. I'm 4 cards away from the closest evil. 1, 2, 3, 4. That can't be right. That can't be right. So I'm thinking that you might be... 5 was affected by evil. How? How could that be? I feel... Oh, we have 4 evil characters, so... Okay. We have a Ba and a Counselor. 7 was affected by evil. Turned into an outcast by a Counselor. No. Corrupted character by... Corrupted by an evil. We don't have any of that. Is the puppet. I'm having a hard time. 1 is lying. I believe you. That doesn't... Just looking at all of the potential ways we have that you could get affected by an evil, it doesn't make any sense. Okay. 4 cards away from the closest evil. 1, 2, 3. That's just wrong. That is just wrong. I'm 1 card away from a corrupted character? I feel like there's more going on than I... 5 was affected by an evil. That is true. That can be true. That can be true. They could have been added by... Okay. They could have been the one that was added by the counselor. Okay, that's true. These are all good. These are all good. That seems accurate, and if that's accurate, then you're bad. But I'm just confused by the corrupted thing. You were corrupted by the Plague Doctor. That's what it is. Nope, one of them was corrupted by the Plague Doctor. Nope. This is correct. I forgot the puppet. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. The last one was a puppet. That one is so on me for speed. That one literally had to be the puppet. That one's on me. All right. I was an oracle. They're supposed to say that they are the baker. One random unrevealed good villager becomes a baker. It's supposed to say, if lies, I will say that I was a random villager role. So you're obviously not telling the truth. I cured 0 corruptions. 1 is evil and 0 is corrupted. I believe you. I cured 0 corruptions. Learn how many of them are evil. But yeah, you're lying. And you were corrupted. That's true. That's true. So you are the baker, but you were corrupted. Let's figure out if you're telling the truth. There is 1 evil. You're telling the truth. You're telling the truth. 5 or 4 is a puppeteer. You're lying. Okay. So the question is, which one of these... The annoying thing is they're both telling the truth. 1, 2, 1, 2, because there wouldn't be any corruption for you to cure. They're both telling the truth, and that's the only thing we have to go on based off of who became the puppet. Like, there's, I mean, I can get this information, but there's no point. You're just gonna say there's a plague doctor because you're good. This information would be nice. It's a 50-50. But you have a little bit of extra wiggle room. Learn an evil role. If evil is picked, you'll learn the correct information. All right, what do we got? We've got a puppeteer and a puka. Okay, so we have nothing that should allow double-claimed roles, let alone triple-claimed roles, right? Yeah, there's nothing that should allow that. So there's two evils in here. Between, let's see, both sides are equally evil. Oh, that's not helpful in the beginning. 6 is good. Oh god. Yeah, that's not helpful in the beginning. 2 characters learn if any of them are evil. So statistically, all right, you're not telling the truth. So one of them has to be evil. At least one has to be evil. Okay. This one seems like the one that's correct to me. That's beautiful. That's honestly, that's beautiful. Don't never triple claim. Lose if you execute me. You're good because we don't have a drunk. You have to be the outcast. Nobody else claimed it. So between 8, 9, and 6, 8, 9, and 6, there is an outcast, a villager, and a minion. You're telling the truth. Oh, you're telling the truth, too. Wait a minute. That doesn't help me figure out which one's the puppet. Okay, so now we need to figure out... Both sides are equally evil. So there's one over here and one over here, which leads me to believe... You're corrupted. Why are you corrupted? Where's the puka? This is the puka. That's the puka, that's the puppet. No, wait. No. You have to be telling the truth. which means if you were the puppet... Oh. Or... Oh, God, this is messy. Oh, this is messy. This could be the puka. This could be the puka, and this could be the puppet, because the puppet would be evil, making this a lie. And both sides would be equally evil, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. That would be equally evil. The other potential is... What's the other potential? That can't be. Both sides aren't equal. Yep. I think that's the puka. And then is this true? Between 8, 9, and 6. 8, 9, and 6. That would be true. Oh my god. That positioning for the puka was so... Oh, that was a brain buster, dude. That was a brain buster. Lilith, Counselor. Okay, so we have the Lilith. We want to be a little bit careful with our... reveals there's no evils adjacent to me. Well, I do want that information. Okay, well, that's already feeling a little bit weird, because you should say that that's evil. It's already feeling a little bit weird, indeed. A little bit of counselor vibes, perhaps. The left side is more evil. Oh. Between 1, 3, and 7, there's a villager, a minion, and an outcast. So that could mean that you're good. Because you would be an outcast. You would register as evil. The left side is more evil. So that would be... It could be evil, evil, evil. That could be correct. We have a poisoner. We have to keep in mind there's a poisoner. Learn if any of them is evil. False. All right, you're bad. Because you should have to register as evil. You're bad. Or poisoned. You're bad or poisoned. That checks out a little bit, kind of. Between 1, 3, and 7, there's a villager, minion, and an outcast. 1, 3, 7. Villager, minion, outcast. God, I would love to believe that that's right. I would love to believe that that's right. This would all check out. You're corrupted? Okay, what is this? 3 is evil, 2 is corrupted. 3 is evil. You're right, but that doesn't help me at all. Oh, that sucks. Why did you have to corrupt them? Why'd you have to corrupt them? Oh, that's not helpful at all. God, if this is an outcast, that would make everything make sense. Yeah, the Lilith kind of messed us up there. 3, 1, and 6. There's 1 evil. That sounds correct. Left side is more evil. That seems like that literally has to be correct, right? That has to be correct. We do have a poisoner. And I just knew that you couldn't be poisoned from the poisoner, so you were poisoned by the plague doctor, so that's really annoying. Closest evil is counterclockwise. We have too many characters marked as good. So something's messed up. Something is messed up. This could be... One of you could be evil, one of you could be the poisoner. This could be a lie, too. You could be evil, and this could be a lie. I shouldn't have... Yeah, okay. Is 3 or 5 evil, false? You can't be... Okay, if you're the poisoner, you have poisoned this side. That's the Lilith. That's the Lilith. That's not the poisoner. Oof. Among 3, 1, and 6, there is 1 evil. So that was a lie. There's 2 evils. Left side is more evil. Feels like it has to be true. But then you're not the poisoner. We need to... So that... You're the counselor? You have to be the counselor, which... God, this is so weird. So that's a lie. The left side is not more evil. Because we have... Because of the wretch. Because of the wretch. Okay. 1, 2... 1, 2... You would say both sides are the same amount of evil? Like, I want to check... What's the correct... Is there like a compendium that I can... Learn equal if they're both equally evil. Okay, so left side is more evil is a lie because they are both equally evil. There's 1 evil on the left. Okay. 3 or 5 evil, false, is a lie. It's the only thing that makes sense. So nobody was poisoned because he was sandwiched between the evils. So he didn't poison anybody. He didn't poison anybody. Okay, slow down, slow down. You're getting murders. Closest evil is clockwise. That already seems suspect. The puppet is 1 card away from the closest evil. Very likely. Puppeteer is 3 cards away from the closest evil. Is definitely a lie. But are you right to say it? We don't have anybody that can do any kind of corruption, so you're telling the truth and you're a liar. Okay, doesn't mean you're not the puppet. 1 card away from the closest evil? That's true. But doesn't mean you're not the puppet. Closest evil is equidistant. Saying the truth, so you're telling the truth, okay. Which makes this suspect. Because the puppet has to be 1 card away from the closest evil. That's just how it works. Closest evil is clockwise. Okay, so with no poison, you have to be lying. And that means you have to be evil. So basically, anybody who's telling a lie has to be evil with this setup, which is really nice. It does mean that this is annoyingly a 50-50. Because they're both telling the truth. Yeah, it's 50-50. 3 or 6 is a poisoner. 3 is a real architect. Let's reveal 6 then. I'm the original baker. Right side is more evil. So if nobody else becomes a baker... Interesting. You seem bad then. We have a poisoner. We could have a drunk. We could just have a drunk. Could not kill 3. Ugh. You could be drunk. There's 1 evil adjacent to me, or you could be evil. Actually, that's more likely. That's more likely. So you're good. You're the original maker. That seems like a true thing now. 3 or 6 is a poisoner. 3 is a real architect. Right side is more evil. That doesn't seem right. Poisoner poisoned? Yeah. I'm good. Oh, love a confessor. 5 or 7 is a puppeteer. Interesting. Evils are not adjacent to each other when we have a puppeteer. Couldn't kill 5. You're suspect then. Oh my God. What? I think you might be drunk. You might be drunk. Yeah, I think you're the drunk. So yeah, the confessor, if I'm evil or corrupted, they just say it. Like, it literally, they can't, if they say I'm good, they have to be good. Two is lying. Oops, hold on. You have a poisoner? You do have a poisoner. I'm not loving what's going on here. If you're a puppet, you can't say, oh, this is a this is a doozy. Is 5 or 2 evil? False. Are you good? That doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right at all. 2 is lying. That's obviously incorrect, but like, are you poisoned or are you evil? Couldn't kill 5. To me, that mostly only makes sense. You're either good or you're bad. Left side is more evil. Like, these could also be incorrect. Evils are not adjacent to each other, just can't be true. You're corrupted. You're corrupted. Oh my God. Oh. 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 Wait, can you go again? Wait, what? What? That's so weird. Okay, so you're lying or corrupted. 5 or 7 is a puppeteer. They can't have been the puppeteer. We would have gotten an evil killed. This, everybody's lying. Everybody's lying. Like, having the hidden one right there is so brutal. Everybody is lying here. I could not kill 5. That's just true. You could not kill 5. That kind of, I need to take anything that strikes me as a thing that could actually be true now. Left side is more evil. Doesn't feel right. They were good. They're good. So statistically, 1, 2, 3, you'd have to all be bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Puppeteer? Puppet? That actually checks out. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. One of you is the poisoner. For sure. The annoying thing is, you could be the poisoner and you could be poisoned. And then you could be the Lilith. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the left side would still be more evil. That can't be true, then. So, you can't be the poison. No, you wouldn't be poisoned. You'd be the poison one. Ah! You could be the poisoner. Wait. Wait. No, doesn't that just prove my world more? Yeah, that just proves my world more. Never mind. Just kidding. I am dizzy. Okay. 1 pair of evil. Knights. Plague Doctor. 6 is evil and 2 is corrupted. That feels accurate. I don't think I've ever explained the Plague Doctor if you didn't see. Pick a good villager, or corrupt a good villager, pick a character. If they're corrupted, learn an evil character. So these... This all feels accurate. This all feels accurate. That feels accurate. There are no outcasts. That's just not true. 1 pair of evil. I feel like that's... Huh. 7 or 6 is a twin minion. That seems very likely. And I might as well chance the knight, because the knight can't die. So if the knight can't die, then, you know, there you go. 1 pair of evil. So it's the druid. Is it just that simple? It's just that simple. Man, it's nice to get an easy one. No evils adjacent to me. There are 2 pairs of evil. 2 is a real alchemist. Got a lot of people clearing here. Seven or 6 is a witch. Okay. That's beautiful. Learn evil roll if picked. Learn correct info. They could be the twin minion. You are lying. You are lying. You are lying. They are not the twin minion. They are, in fact, the witch, and we know that. So we can have a drunk, though. We could have a drunk. In fact, we have to have a drunk. We have to. Somebody has to be drunk. I believe you. I believe you. 7 or 6 is a witch. I mean, that's just true. 3 cards away from a corrupted character. 1, 2, 3. That could be true if that's the drunk. The drunk counts as corrupted. There are 2 pairs of evil. That just can't be true. This world lines up. Knight. Love the knight. Eight is evil and 1 is corrupted. Oh, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. All right. Okay, so you're poisoned. There are no outcasts. Okay. There's no evils adjacent to me. This evil is clockwise. That checks out. Evil, bad? Poisoned? Or bad poisoned? Left side is more evil. That's just correct at this point. What? What? Okay. So one of these is good, one is poisoned. Closest evil is clockwise. 1, 2. So it has to be you. What? There's only 2 evils. What? What? Oh, you're the Puka. They are not telling the truth. They aren't telling the truth. But now I'm left with 2 people. You're the Puka? And you're poisoned from the poisoner. That's the only thing that makes sense. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But this should say equidistant then. Eight is evil and 1 is corrupted. That's just true. That is correct. That is a fact. And there is definitely no outcast here. I feel like we got like 4 evils. 7 is saying the truth. They're not. That's a lie. Because this is a lie. You said this is corrupted and 8 is evil and 1 is corrupted. That at this point has to be true. Eight is evil and 1 is corrupted, which means you have to be good. Well, I feel like I have to accept that that's true. Anything that has a shred of potentially being true, I have to just accept it right now, because if you're evil, let's make a world where you're evil and you're good. Why are you lying then? That doesn't check out. We don't have a drunk. Yeah, we don't have a drunk. Do you register as evil? I always see myself as not corrupted, even if I'm evil. Okay. If you're the Puka, that checks out there. This becomes true. This becomes weird. Someone was corrupted by the Plague Doctor, and that's messing me up. Someone was corrupted by the Plague Doctor. I'm hoping to God it was the judge. Literally, everybody is corrupted. Everybody is corrupted except for you. Everybody's lying. Everybody's lying. That's crazy. Doppelganger and a Puka. Here, 2 corruptions. Dizzy. 1, 2. Okay, you're lying. All right, you're lying, or she's evil. Closest evil is clockwise. That seems pretty good. Both sides are equally evil. 2 saying that is pretty interesting. That being said, 1 is a doppelganger. Yeah, 1 is a doppelganger. So that doesn't make any sense. Oh god, this is another messy one. So you're lying too. Oh no. Oh no. Alright. Doppelganger? Puka? Poison? Okay. Or you are just evil. Or you're just evil. Oh my god. Okay. Let's think about this here. So you're corrupted. The only way we can get corruptions right now, the only way we can get corruptions is if there is a Puka there. You can't cure 2 corruptions. There's no way you can cure 2 corruptions specifically 2 while there's a Puka there, unless you are poisoned by the Puka. Oh, there's only 1. Oh my god. I thought there was 2. I thought there was 2. I thought there was 2. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Alright. It's been 52 minutes? That's messed up. Alright, if you guys want more, let me know. Dude, this game's so fun. It's so fun. There's a couple times I just totally threw. But, like, it happens, man. And then there's some of them where it's just like, okay, everybody is lying. That's going to be very tough to piece together. Unless you know that there's the Vortox, which, hey, you know, Blood on the Clock Tower. I would not be surprised if we get more at some point. But yeah, for a demo, it's just so replayable. Even with just, like, with these here. Looking at this, like, look at that. The potential. The potential, man. Like, I'm not going to say that they're all going to get filled up here, but, like, the potential, man. It's so good. But, hey, alas, that's going to do it here for today for Demon Bluff. If you guys want more, let me know. It is a demo, so, like, you know, there's that. Like, it wasn't intended to play a ton. But I like it so much. You guys seem to really like it. But maybe I should be playing it the first thing when I wake up. Because I'll trust some people I shouldn't. But alas, that's that. Thank you for watching. Check out the channel. Roguelike some more every single day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.